Hi there, welcome back. Last time we were here, we were going over basic techniques with our tools. Today we're finally going to sculpt our triceratops dinosaur. As long as you follow my steps, you should have one awesome looking little dinosaur sculpture that you can play with once we're all done. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the clay out of our box and just set it on the table. It makes things a lot easier. And then we're going to start just ripping off some pieces. I want you to maybe rip off like 4 or 5 little pieces of the clay so we can have some extra stuff to work with and not have to keep reaching for our big brick. With each of these little pieces, we're going to make little balls. This just makes it easier for the clay to be molded, and it just kind of softens it up. And that's the whole reason why we make little balls. Then it's a lot easier to squish. We're going to look for our biggest ball because essentially everything is always made up of shapes. So we're just looking for shapes right now. That's the first thing we're going to do. So I have this ball, which I just rolled. And the shape for the dinosaur is pretty much this kind of circular shape that we have going on in the body. And that's what we're going to try to capture. So if you look at me, we have our little ball right here. And then we're going to just push it up against the table. It's okay if it's flat for right now. It's not a big deal. And we're going to try to get the top of the circle almost angled like a triangle. And then we're going to bring one side down because this side right here is going to be our tail. So we're going to bring it down and we're going to just kind of taper off this side right here until you get this shape that almost looks like an egg, but not really. It's just an egg with a big bump on the top. This is going to be your dinosaur's top part, and this is going to be your bottom part right here. So this is essentially what our body is going to look like. You're going to pick it up and you're going to notice that the other side is flat. So what we're going to do now is just pick it up and set it up on the bottom, and we're going to start to use our fingers to slowly kind of mold that part down so that it's perfectly rounded on all angles. You're going to do this, get it nice and smooth, just rub it with your fingers. You'll notice that the more you start to run your fingers through it, the softer it's going to get. So, and that's fine, that's perfectly fine. We want a nice smooth surface before we start adding any details onto this. So now you're going to pick it up, and then we're going to just kind of shape it up a little bit so that we have our bottom and our top. And remember, our top is the one that looks kind of like a little mountain or a hill. All right, that's going to be the top of our dinosaur. We're going to set that aside for now, and then we're going to take one of our little balls of clay. This is going to be our legs. All right, it's pretty simple. Your little ball of clay, you're going to set it down, and we're going to kind of roll it like this. Make sure your finger is right in the middle, and just roll it like this, and just let it roll all the way through your finger. You're going to get this cylinder type of shape right here that you see. It's going to be a cylinder. And right now, it already looks like a leg. So we're going to set that aside, and we're going to do that one more time. It's okay if they're not the same exact size. It's not that big of a deal. Once we go in there and actually attach the legs, we'll make sure we fix the sizes and everything like that. Now, we're going to get 2 more balls. Make sure they're a little bigger. I need some extra over here. A little bigger than what you did before because these are going to be your hind legs. The legs are in the back. And usually with dinosaurs, especially Triceratops, the back legs are a lot bigger and wider than the ones in the front. So I'm going to do the same thing, roll the ball. Now we have our legs. I'm going to set them here. I'm going to put them in a position to where I would think the legs are going to go. We're going to get our body, and we're going to take the first leg, which is the front, and we're going to attach it. We're just going to put it here on the side towards the front, and we're going to just slowly press it into our dinosaur. So if I were you, I would keep it on its side like this, and then gently start to kind of press into it like that, all the way until you don't see this line right here. Here, I'll show you with this. You won't see this line right here. That's what you want. You don't want this line to be there. So with our fingers right now, we're just gonna kind of press it until that line is gone. Okay, that one's done. We're gonna get our back leg since we're on this side already, and we're gonna do our back leg. I want you guys to Just kind of squish the top and make it a little wide, just like this. And then we're going to put it on here. This is right next to the other leg. And we're going to do the same thing, just kind of smooth it in all the way until you don't see that line anymore. And now you'll notice that we have our two legs. Flip it over to the other side, do the same thing. You'll be able to see that we have the beginning of our triceratops. It's now standing, which is always good, because if it doesn't, then you have a problem. Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm smoothing out the top. Just with my fingers, I'm gently going from the tip of his body right here at the top, and just kind of tapering it down. Just using my fingers to rub into the legs, just like that. Now you're going to notice that your sculpture is kind of squished to the ground, and that's fine because clay, like I mentioned earlier, doesn't like to just stand there. You need to actually pick it up at this point, and you're going to make sure all your sides are even. What I would do is that you would look at the legs, and you're going to try to squish them down, and then with your fingers just kind of stretch them. Imagine if you're stretching like a piece of gum. Just don't stretch too hard, just nice and gentle. You do that to all the legs so that they're all nice and stretched out. And now you can see your dinosaur is standing again, but now it's not all squished to the ground. Next time we're going to work on the head and the tail. So keep working hard, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. You can see that the head is still there. It's still circular at the back, which is important. And the front looks like a beak.